Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka 2 Beast to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And for today's video, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Destiny 2 Renegades, the new expansion by Bungie. Yay! I don't know. It's been a while since I made a video on my own. I'm a little rusty, as you could tell. But let's go ahead and hit that intro. Okay. As per the usual, you like what I do on this channel. You like my podcast. Go and listen to that. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification icon, all that good stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the video. So, quick thoughts. First, I enjoyed it for the most part. There were some things that I did not like. Some choices, a couple choices that they made. But other than that, overall, I like the story, where they're going, the introduction of a couple new villains, and more of what's happening with this new Fate saga that they're going with, and of course some of the gameplay things that they added with this expansion that I don't think they're going to keep going with, but specific to this expansion, some of the weapon stuff is pretty cool. But alright, so overall, enjoyed it. Now let's get into a deeper dive. Let's go into the negatives first, because, it's only really a couple, maybe just one, if anything. But it's the choice that they made with how your health is handled in missions when you're in the Lawless Frontier, which is the new area for this expansion. Instead of you just wait a little bit and you gain your health back, it doesn't come back. It doesn't, you don't regenerate health. You have to pick up orbs. Now, obviously, to compensate for that, your health is quadrupled or something like that, so you're way more tankier. You can take a lot of hits, but at the same time, it was a little annoying having to go look for orbs to gain health, and you do get slowed down by a lot of they have turrets and everything, because most of the new enemy faction is the Imperium. That's basically the Cabal, but with white armor, and obviously supposed to be Imperials because this is Star Wars themed. Granted, I played by myself. Maybe if I played with people, it wouldn't be as big of an annoyance with the health thing, but it is what it is. For me, this is my experience. I did not like having to take the time to look for health orbs or find little buckets to destroy to then find more health orbs. That's just me. I would much prefer just the old system. I understand, and I've said this if you go and listen to the Gaming Chamber podcast, I've said this twice now on the podcast. I understand what they're doing with these new expansions. They don't want to just here's the game with, a new story, and maybe we add some new things, but no real gameplay elements or whatever. And so, in Edge of Fate, you had the energy ball thing. I'm not remembering what it was called, where you turn into a little ball and you essentially just, you can traverse the map that way, or certain parts of the maps, and there was some puzzle solving elements. So they want to do some new things, different things when it comes to these new areas. Now, that also brings me, the new area, that also brings me to my second negative to this, and this may be just me being stupid, but I swear I cannot find, they don't have just an open area where you can just go ahead and go through and walk around and just explore, and, there's no open area for you to just have fun in. There was in Edge of Fate, where you can go to, I'm not remembering the name of the planet, but you can just go there and run around. And, that previously mentioned energy ball thing actually plays a lot into that because you can upgrade it and get into new areas and everything. But they don't. That doesn't seem to be here. There is an open area. It's just the social space, the cantina bar, the Tharsis Cantina. But yeah, they don't. Like I said, maybe I'm dumb and I'm just not figuring it out for some reason. But I mean, I've beaten the campaign and I've played a pretty good amount of this expansion. There's no new open area, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, those are my negatives. Not, in the end, the health thing is only really for specific areas, and yeah, maybe it would suck. It does suck. It would be nice to have a new open area place to just go around in, but also at the same time, it's not like they probably see data that not a lot of people just go around doing that kind of stuff. I mean, it is a little weird because that's how they were structuring their campaigns, where you just could run around a little bit more freely, but it is what it is. All right, now to what I liked. And we'll start with the story. This is a Destiny story. I know that, they said this is a Star Wars, it's very Star Wars and this and that. But, this is a Destiny story. It is just that normal, we have the villain who wants to, basically just kill the good guys, and it's the Dredgen Bale and his general, I guess you would call him Loom, Premier Loom, who's a Cabal warrior. And yeah, Dredgen Bale is clearly supposed to be Kylo Ren, the way he looks, even the way he speaks. Some of the things he does, if you've watched those newer Star Wars movies, very Kylo Ren-ish with his, we'll say outbursts. Yeah. And then they have their Death Star equivalent, the Nightfall Station or whatever it was. I think it was called that. Where it doesn't actually do what the Death Star does. It just doesn't destroy the planet. It does shoot a beam of energy, but it just saps Guardians of their light and kills them. Just basically destroys their souls in a sense. So yeah, that was all pretty good. But again, as Star Wars themed as it is, because it is very Star Wars themed. The music sounds Star Wars. The way some of the stuff looks like it came straight out of Star Wars. Again, you're fighting the Imperium faction of the Cabal, and their main soldiers are in white armor, like the stormtroopers, like Imperial stormtroopers. They have walkers that look like the AT-STs. Yeah, it is very, very Star Wars themed. The Tharsis Cantina is clearly, obviously supposed to be from Tatooine and everything, with the planet and all that stuff. Yeah, it is, or the Lawless Frontier anyway. I mean, and they have an ice planet too, so obviously Hoth. They have their Star Wars stuff, including, awesomely, the lightsaber combat, except it's called the Praxic Blade, which, yeah, so they're obviously, with the way they're going, if they seemingly are going to be continuing with this moving forward, their version of the Sith is the Dredgens, and their version of the Jedi are Praxics, the Praxic Order. So yeah, and then so obviously, spoiler alert, Dredgen Bale is the main villain. He survives, and Premier Loom survives as well. So if they plan on going with this, maybe into extra seasons and everything, I'm all for it. So that's pretty good. Also, actually, so the main villain, I said, yeah, Dredgen Bale's the main villain, but actually he's not. He's empowered. It turns out he's just a human, not a Dark Guardian or anything like that. It turns out he's a human who's just been powered by one of the 9, 6 specifically. Because what you find out in Edge of Fate is basically there's a civil war going on between the 9. There's the Outer Nine and the Inner Nine. And so the Outer Nine just are basically now the new bad guys. And the Inner Nine, I guess, are not really the good guys. They're just not trying to destroy humanity. Yeah, again, it's a continuation still of what was happening in Edge of Fate with like your character being called the weapon chosen by the Inner Nine, and the Lodi character coming in and still like, okay, this is what's happening, and he gives some exposition and all that stuff. Again, it is still a Destiny story through and through. They just really, 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 really laid on the Star Wars stuff, like to be like, oh yeah, but look, it's Star Wars. So yeah, but yeah, no, the campaign I would very much recommend to play through. Also the end game activities, they're, once you're done, they have three factions: the Totality Division, and I am not remembering the other ones, but yeah, it is the Totality Division for sure is one of them. I'd have to look it up real quick. Okay, so I looked it up. It is the Piker Gang, Totality Division, and Tharsis Reformation. So yeah, once you're done with the campaign, you get your mission to now unlock those three, and you could choose one of them, and you do missions where it's either you getting something, you're stealing something, smuggle division. It's a smuggle mission. The sabotage mission where you're destroying something. There's also a one-on-one PvP mode, invasion. So yeah, they have their things where it's like you're now basically working for these factions to gain standing, and you can get stuff. So that's pretty cool, so you can keep going, obviously. One of the things that this was introduced in Edge of Fate, and it's kind of now become a little bit more of an issue that I'm not enjoying, is the portal that they've added with these two expansions. Instead of just opening up your world map and you can just like go to the next planet or whatever, it always opens up to the portal, and you could choose the latest expansion stuff, or go to the tower. And you can, if you're already in space, you can press whatever left bumper or equivalent to go to world and then choose a different planet. But if you are on a planet, it just lets you fast travel to somewhere else. So that is kind of a thing that's just with what they've introduced lately. But yeah. Yeah, and then again, some of the new weapons that they've introduced. There's also some new, when you are on the Lawless Frontier, you also have new abilities where it's just not guardian abilities, but ones that are just like, oh hey, here you can throw down an Imperium pod, or you can a drone that gives you your health back, which is very useful sometimes with the way they did the health system for the campaign, or a drone strike and stuff like that. Kind of seems a little bit more like military first person shootery, but it works. They're very nice to have like as a secondary option to your actual guardian abilities and all that. And also the weapons that they added. The weapons are very like, they added a new perk system, or not a perk, a new perk for specific. I'm assuming they're specific for these weapons because they're, again, very Star Wars themed. And one of the things that they clearly took from, if you've played Battlefront, you probably, they thought it, and we all probably thought it, is that there's no real ammo in Star Wars. You just shoot the gun and that's it. So the way it works is when you shoot these guns that are specific to this expansion, they build up heat. And then you have to vent them out. So that way, you're not just shooting infinitely. But they also have a new perk where, with the heat buildup, there's several new perks, but this one specifically I really like. With the heat buildup, the damage gets a little bit more increased, and killing enemies with that weapon causes them to like explode into, let's say you have like, an arc weapon or something. They explode with arc energy, or strand. They explode into strand energy and stuff like that. And it'll either damage or kill smaller enemies next to them. So that's pretty cool. Like that one, those are, I do find myself using those weapons a little bit more often. Yeah. And of course, obviously the lightsaber. The lightsaber is very fun. I mean, if you like the swords, now you just have a lightsaber. Yeah. And like, yeah. That, there's nothing really I could say more. It's a lightsaber. Come on. If you don't enjoy using a lightsaber, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah. So yeah, overall, I would give this a 7 or 8 out of 10. Obviously, it's not reaching the highs of something like the Final Shape or the Witch Queen, but it's clearly not like reaching the lows of something like I am forgetting that one right before Final Shape, but I mean, because I kind of want to forget it. Like, it was not a good expansion at all. Lightfall. Anyways, what I was thinking. It's not reaching the lows of Lightfall, or I guess Beyond Light was not considered very well. It wasn't well received, although I did enjoy it. This would be more in the, like maybe Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, Forsaken levels of pretty good. To me, I don't know how other ones, but, obviously, again, it's nowhere near the top of Witch Queen, Final Shape, Taken King, But damn, man, as long as we don't get another Lightfall level bad expansion, I think I'm fine. So yeah, alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this video there because I have ranted for almost 18 minutes now, according to my time. So, once again, you like what I do on this channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Do the things. Go do the things. And until next time, I'll catch you later.